Hello!
Good evening,
Good
Europe!
We are Monty
And Eurovision Rose,
reporting live from the Euro Club. We've just been to the first semi-final and we've just experienced all of the, surprise voting in some of the countries, and we're just going to give you our thoughts on it.
We are! Wow, what a shocker, hey? Two shockers really tonight.
Yes.
But the first qualifier was, of course, Armenia, a hot favourite, and yeah, he gave a very competent performance. I'm quite happy this has gone through. It was the favourite. I liked it on the night. He's going to the final. We don't know what position he's drawn. Yeah, this was competent and solid. I'm still not convinced it's the winner, but let's see. Come Saturday, you never know.
The next country to qualify in performance order, of course, was Sweden. Sanna Nielsen. Now, Sanna had some kind of problem last night. We don't really know what it was. Something happened with one of her light beams last night, and apparently the Swedes complained. But well, it didn't really matter because she was through in the end. Yeah, I always thought this was going through. Really, it was a fairly competent performance. Very well done. She sounds great on stage. So yeah, she's through to the final.
Yeah, she is. I was lucky enough to be on the floor tonight, so I went around the green room, and Hendrik, the director guy with the big long hair who does it every year, he brought Krista Björkman, head of delegation for Sweden, espresso coffee just before the results were announced, and there was whoops of delight from the Swedish table. I think it was cone. Had it been a water he'd been brought, it would have been non-qualification, but that's just my hunch. Who's next? Iceland. Now this was one of my surprises. I didn't have it qualifying. I did like it, but I thought it wouldn't make it. I thought it wasn't accessible enough, but actually thinking about it now, the colourful tracksuits, the energy on stage, the guitar a little bit was really fun. And yeah, we always say this. I saw it, but I actually didn't see it. But I'm quite happy. Well done, Iceland. A shock qualifier.
Yeah, shock for me as well. I didn't really see Iceland. Russia was the next qualifier. Yeah, I don't think there was ever any doubt about Russia qualifying. I think it was really effectively staged in the end. I think it was quite simply done, but it was just quite nicely done. I didn't really like the song, but I think they sold it very, very well. So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed that when they were read out as qualifiers, there was booing in the hall. There wasn't any booing when they sang, or not that I heard anyway, which I think is good, because I don't think it's really fair to lay the blame for the country's foreign and domestic policy at the door of two 17-year-old girls who aren't even old enough to vote. So yeah, I'm not happy or sad really that Russia's qualified. Not really liking the song, but I do like the performance of it.
Hear about the booing. You should never boo. Don't boo, Europe. Don't boo. It's not clever. Okay, Azerbaijan, my favourite song of the year. Just about. There's something else coming close, but I'll tell you about that later, dear viewer. This was fantastic. People say the trapeze artist distracted. I thought it worked. I quite liked it. The first 2 minutes was sublime. I think it does lose it a bit towards the third minute of the song, but of course they were always going to qualify with this. This was classy and slick and sublime. Love it. Love it.
And yeah, Ukraine. I think Ukraine was always a fairly definite qualifier as well. Again, it's one of those songs that isn't really doing very much, but I think they just threw enough distraction at it. The Man in the Hamster Wheel. It's kind of divided opinion. Rose and I don't really agree on it as to how well it was staged, but I think it was staged quite well. I like the wheel effect. I like some of the camera angles in that, and yeah, I think it was not a strong song, but a very strong performance.
And our next qualifier, well, everyone in the Euro Club is just saying 2 words tonight, and you can tell if they're a fan or not by the way they say those 2 words. They either go San Marino or they go San Marino. So I'm saying San Marino. Bloody hell, I didn't see that one coming, but it actually was nice and sweet. It was actually her best song. I've said it before, her best effort yet, and it was sweet and lovely. It was like a cruise ship cabaret. It was all lovely and warm. But I didn't see this at all. No one did. No one predicted this. I'm really pleased for her, so you go for it, girl. You have your 3 minutes of fame on Saturday night.
Absolutely, it is the shock qualifier. There's a kind of the agony and the ecstasy, really, of when you come out of the hall, because you see friends who are from a country or supporting a country, and they're either happy or they're sad because of how it's performed. And there was a real kind of sort of sense of thrill for San Marino tonight. There was a member who used to be in their delegation, Ava. She was shaking. She was absolutely just shaking with disbelief, I think. So it's a real thrill to see a country that's never qualify for the first time. Netherlands was the next one, literally in middle of the road ballad as the road shot up and down on the floor for them. I'm surprised by this actually. It's a very nice song. It's very well staged. I think very effectively staged in the round. But I'm kind of I don't think it's going to do particularly much in the final. Very pleasant song, but not really much more to say.
I predicted Netherlands, and what I'm loving about its qualification is you can't ever say anything now about the semi-finals. You can't say country doesn't work because it's worked, but it was done very well. I'll give them that. So we have another qualifier to the final that has never made it before with our last qualifier tonight, Montenegro. They joined San Marino in having their first ever Saturday night final, and I'm really pleased because it's actually a beautiful ballad. We were all writing it off because of the gimmick with the ice skater or the rollerblader, but you know what, maybe we were in the bubble a little bit too much. A beautiful song should always shine through, and it did, and it wasn't as distracting as maybe we'd thought. So well done, Montenegro. You deserve your place in the final. I'm quite pleased, even though I didn't predict it.
I think debutante country was the word that you were looking for there.
I think you
very pleased about Montenegro. Not our last qualifier though, because Hungary also went through. The lovely András Kaliszandás, or Kaliszandás András, I think as it's said in Hungarian. I've not seen him yet. I can't believe I've been here almost a week and I've not had the opportunity to get my photo taken with András, because he's the person who I most be photographed with the most in the whole of this holiday. I say holiday, it's a working holiday, of course, isn't it, Phil? I didn't think Hungary was in any doubt tonight. I'm not sure about their chances on Saturday. I once would have thought it maybe stood a chance of winning, but now I don't know. I'm doubting it, which is actually in the favour of some other countries who rehearsed today, but more of that in a moment. Okay, just a very quick word on the songs that didn't qualify. Portugal's the one I'm most disappointed with. We were sat next to a bunch of Spanish fans who were all cheering for Portugal because no Spain tonight, and it really felt the energy was there after quite a run of very slow songs and quite dull songs. It really felt as though Portugal boosted the energy a little bit, but we always knew it was a little bit cheap, a little bit tacky. So maybe it's not that much of a surprise that it didn't qualify.
I'm gutted for Portugal as well. Obviously, you know me very well. Come back next year, RTP. Don't miss the 60th anniversary year. So we're just going to wrap it up. That's about it. Estonia, I thought they would have been rewarded for the interpretive dance, but I think probably the juries marked them down for knowing that she wasn't actually carrying the vocal herself. The rest wasn't really a surprise. So anyway, we're going to go and drink some more of this.
Indeed.
I'm having an early night, promise, and we'll be back for some semi-2 predictions probably tomorrow if we can.
Yes.
And enjoy your night wherever you are. Thank you, Europe. Good night.
Marvellous. Good night.